I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey y'all, welcome back to Underdeveloped here, and today we have another review for you for A Quiet Place Day Uno.
Day one.
This one is not directed by John Krasinski.
No.
It is directed by Michael Sarnoski. Is his name?
No, Samoski.
Michael Samoski. His resume is not too big yet. He did a Nicolas Cage film a few years back called Pig.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that one. And he did a couple shorts and a couple episodes of a few TV shows.
Yeah. As far as feature films, this is his second outing.
A Quiet Place Day One doesn't star the main cast of Quiet Place, obviously for obvious reasons, because it's a prequel. So Quiet Place, essentially, it's the day one. I mean, it's the first time the monsters come down. They come down in like asteroids, like in some kind of meteor shower.
Yeah,
and they start springing out with meteors. You know, like a bunch of termites, like a bunch of just pillaging everything in their path, make a sound to kill you. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
and,
very straightforward.
Lupita Nyong'o, she's the main character. She's very sick. She's dying. She very attached to her cat, and all she really wants is to see her dad's place one more time and get some pizza before her inevitable demise.
Yep.
So
that's all she wants.
Yep.
The whole movie.
You know what I mean? And Alex Wolff was one of the main characters in the beginning. He pretty much was like one of the not heads, but he worked. He was one of the
I think he was like a nurse or something.
Yeah. He was basically a nurse that worked in a nursing home, to care for that was in the. He basically she's part of like this group of other old and unhealthy people.
She's part of hospice care. She's in hospice care.
Exactly. And he was one of the nurses. You know what I mean? They were the only survivors until he eventually died. Not before admitting that he loved her. And then she ends up randomly coming across this law student, because of course when they come in and they attack, you know, like New York is pretty much devastated, and you know it's now
it's
freaking,
so fucked.
Yeah, now it's like just like survival of the death. Is ground zero, you know. And among the wreckage, she comes across randomly. Well, her cat comes across Joseph Quinn's character, Eric, and he's a law student, and he has no one because he's pretty much all his family's back in England. Yeah, he comes from across the pond, so he just he don't want to die. He just want to what I mean. He just wants someone. He's just alone. You know what I mean? Like no way home, and you know what I mean. Everyone could be dead already. So you know what I mean. Like so he attaches to her hip for a little bit, and then he kind of there for each other, helping her. He helps her go through her
like he helps her rediscover everything that she was missing, like all of her, like her old place, her dad's music, her old poetry book, her fucking pizza. He helps her get all of that shit. Yeah,
very simple needs, you know what I mean? Like, but it means everything to her, you know what I mean? Yeah, and because she's like battling, like death on two fronts. We could probably predict where her outcome lies.
Yeah, it was quite predictable. Yep.
But that's pretty much the movie.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this film?
I mean, I liked it better than the second one. I'm still not super crazy about this. Like, really, I think these movies are kind of boring, and I think this one is like 2 is definitely the most boring of the 3 because 2 I barely remember 2 aside from like the one sequence where that takes place in day 1 where we see what happens to John Krasinski during day 1. Yeah. That's like what most remember about 2. Everything else is kind of a blur. Like, at least I'll remember some things from this, so this is better than that. I do like how they approach, like, they're trying to do a serious story with Lupita Nyong'o's character, trying to give her, they tried hard to give her, like, this emotional attachment. Like, yeah, like, I understand why she would be into this, but a lot of the times watching this movie, it's like, it just comes across as stupid that she wants the pizza. Like, seriously, I understand you're dead anyway, but from a narrative perspective, it was just kind of frustrating.
Yeah, when you're fighting for your life, you'll be surprised how small and insignificant those things like pizza are. The father stuff, I get that. Emotional attachments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
going through Nick Nights with pizza. I mean, especially cold old pizzas. Like,
I understand the pizza's part of the emotional attachment. I just don't think it's good enough excuse for it.
Yeah, I get that. Like, what they're trying to go for. They're trying to go for like sentimentality and like very mundane, menial things. You know what I mean? Like some shows and movies, they pull it off really well. You know, it's like you're doing all this for this simple reason.
Done well. I just don't think it was done well.
Like John Wick happened because his dog died. You know, like
but it wasn't, of course, just his dog died. It's because his dog was the last thing he had from his wife.
From his wife. You know what I mean?
Like, it's the same idea in terms of, like, this normal, mundane thing that has this, like, level of attachment.
Well, that is not okay, but, I mean, worth killing, like, 50 people for it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially daughter that you just got.
Yeah.
Not even like a family daughter that's been for generations.
It is a bit excessive, absolutely. But here it's like, the payoff is, like... Really, I think what makes this lesser than what John Wick did is that, I mean, they both have pretty predictable payoffs, like very predictable payoffs, but I do feel like, at least with John Wick, it was like a fun payoff. Like, I don't mind predictability if it's at least fun along the way, but here it's like, I'm just waiting for this movie to go beat by beat exactly how I expect it to go. It's just not fun. It's not interesting at all. It's just boring.
I do like Joseph Quinn's character and Lupita Nyong'o together.
Yeah, they've got good chemistry.
I think they good chemistry together, and I do like the idea because it's different from the others. Because the other ones really feel like a survival show. This is about emotional connection within this catastrophe that's currently happening, which I like. You know, that's why I think it's better than the second one. Yeah, because the first one, because it was a brand new concept, he was learning everything, and it was very promising.
Exactly, like that's why I have a lot of respect for the first movie, because it is just very original and
unique.
A
very tight script.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So it was. The first one is a classic in those kind of regards. I thought the first one was solid. Not my kind of film, but for what it was and what was done and how it was handled, it was a very A+ solid film. Second one, I was really fucking bored in that theater. No, I'm not gonna lie.
I was not a fan of the second one.
Don't like the second one. That probably made my worst list this year. I'm not gonna lie. A low tier worst list, but.
Yeah,
because of how bored I was.
It's not like awful movie, but it's just so blah.
It's blah, and that is a big deal. You know, one thing movie not supposed to be is blah.
Yeah, I mean, while I was bored throughout day one, at least like this movie has like moments of life in it. Like I do have positive things to say about it, as like we said, like the chemistry between Lupita and Joseph, they work well together. So I liked seeing them interact with each other.
For sure,
and that's something that a lot of these other movies are missing because there really wasn't a lot of interaction between people in those movies.
The most talking in any of the movies.
Oh, easily. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so I do appreciate that they actually tried to like tackle like at least what I didn't really care for from the series. Like, oh, we actually like putting in more characterization to these. You get to know the characters more, and I like that. And these characters are okay. They're not fantastic, but they're okay.
Yeah, it's not a little like, oh, this movie's amazing. Yeah, I think the first one is the best, and that's pretty much it to go.
Yeah,
like if you're gonna do I don't think the idea of I hate prequels first off because they're going back. I don't need to see. You already got a glimpse of day one.
Yeah,
in the second one.
It was the best part of the second one.
The only way we can do this continuation is if you do if you forward the plot. What is the purpose? How do we get rid of these guys once and for all? Yeah, that's the only thing that would be interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah, not like going back to see what happened when we kind of already got that. So this whole movie's kind of unnecessary, if you ask me.
It's super unnecessary.
With random characters that were not attached to in this universe is like, you know, I don't like them, but it's like only the same incident. Everything else about this movie is unnecessary and doesn't need to happen. You know?
Like this movie, it's just so unnecessary. It's basically filler if you think about it.
Exactly. Who wants a fucking entire movie of filler?
No. Honestly, like this isn't that great of a movie, but. It's not horrible. If you're like a big fan of the first two, then sure. But I can't really imagine.
You'll probably like this for sure.
But I can't really recommend it to anyone who's not already a fan of these movies. Like I'd be like, hey, try the first movie, see what you think of it.
Yeah, that's what I'll say.
That's the closest thing I could do to recommending this movie to them.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about it?
No.
Yeah, neither do I. All right. I guess we're just going to scores right now. I'm thinking I'm just hovering over. I've been hovering over 70 in my head this entire time, so I think just a 70 would be fine for me to give it to this because it's like, it's decent. It's not great. It's not bad. Like it's pretty decent. Like it has enough quality where I can say, okay, people will like this, and I know at least some people will like this, and they'll have a good enough time.
Yeah, I'll probably go like a smidge higher, 72.
Okay.
It's because the movie, I mean, it's a decent movie. It's not. It does. I guess it does what it needs to do. Just a lot of things about it. I just was like, well, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in this movie that really gets me going. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It does have a lack of life. Yeah.
The best thing I can say. It's this.
Yeah. You know? It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Just fine. Yeah.
But it's not an incompetent movie, so I'll give it like 72%.
Yeah. All right. In that case, that's all we have to say about this one, folks. Please make sure to like, subscribe button. We catch you next time because we've got more movie reviews coming for you, and of course, plenty of the other stuff, all the good shit.
See you guys later.